Testing? Good.
Yes.
Welcome to Trevor's Kitchen. After that prelude, we're going to get started. Okay. So over here, come on over. All my cooking utensils. Don't mind the bread cupboard. And all my organized baking supplies. Just so you know I didn't, hire somebody to make those muffins the other day. And in here I've got my flours, etc. So I've laid out all the ingredients to make this as quick as possible. Sorry I don't have a proper cooking show stage set up for you as yet. I'll work on that. I've got the oven preheated to 375 degrees. And let's get started. So first the wet ingredients here. We've got the 6 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to add here into the baking bowl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because I like butter, a little bit extra. That's done. Now I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, the whipping cream, 35-36%. I didn't say this was low-calorie cooking, because it's not. It's low-carb cooking. So it's going to have minimal effect on your blood sugar. So I add those. Then I've got 3 eggs. Crack them in here real quick. Cement egg. 2. Trois. I'm not French. Anyways. And then I'm going to put the Splenda in there. And that's it. 1/2 cup of Splenda. And I'm going to take the trusty beater. Beat it up. Look at that. Good. Nice and creamy. I use the electric beater for my cookies, which I made last night, and I'm going to do a show on that because they're absolutely fantastic. Chocolate chip cookies with 3 grams of carb per cookie. Something to look forward to. So I've mixed the wet ingredients in there, and I've got a couple more wet ones here. We've got your classic artificial vanilla. It's cheaper than the premium stuff. A tablespoon of that. Throw that in there. Put that aside. As I tell my kids, put the lid back on. Then we've got maple extract. Put that in there. Alright. Well, that's it for the wet ingredients. Give it a bit of a beating again. There we go. Now I've got 1/3 of a teaspoon of baking soda and 1/3 of a teaspoon of baking powder in here. I just put them in all together to save time. Start mixing in the dry ingredients. I've got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I actually originally put 2 tablespoons, and then I realized, man, that's a lot of cinnamon. Took it out. And then I've got 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. There we go. Mix it in. The thing I like about making muffins, I've learned, is you can't really screw them up. Even the funky looking one on the post last Wednesday, it really, they still tasted good, it just looked kind of funny. Okay, and then you've got, this is flaxseed meal. I used this brand here, and I ran out, so I used a bit of this brand. So it really doesn't matter what you use, as long as it says flaxseed meal. There's all sorts of different kinds of flaxseed. There's whole flaxseed. You gotta use the meal. Put that in there. Throw in your, oh, my wife's up. I'm on camera doing a cooking show. You'll have to pardon me. Production and processing. 1/4 cup of soy flour, or in this case I used coconut flour. It gives it a little fluffier taste. And actually my wife likes it more. So put that in there. Just mix them up. It's looking kind of disgusting. Bear with me. So it's good to go. When I first did this, I thought, man, this is gross. And I got a little mini food processor over here I bought a couple weeks ago when I started baking these things. So I just grind up some nuts in there. Gives it a little more protein and nice taste. Mix them in there. this. Not too much. And, my muffin trays. Ah, down here. Muffin tray. Pull out the pan. Spray. Or a lot. And then I basically just fill them up. And please wash your hands before cooking. Just like nursing. Stick them in there like so. And actually, I was on the internet, go figure, and I seen a recipe for a flaxseed muffin in a cup, which is kind of cool. And it's like a fraction of the recipe. And I think they add a little bit of different stuff. And then they just throw it in a cup and cook it for like a minute in the microwave. Apparently you can cook these in the microwave too. I don't know. Something about microwave cooking, I'm never getting used to it, you know? Let's put that in here. And we'll just take a pause. So we'll cut production and